Timber me timber. Hey, remember
Walk the motherfucking plank. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the one, the only Rumboyz Fan Network, hosted by Le Admiral Robbie J. Y'all already know how it goes. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboys and girls. What to do? Happy NFL wildcard weekend, guys. Let's get into it. This special is definitely going to be unique. As you see here, I have my bracket for all the NFL teams that have made it into this year's playoff. We're going to go over a couple of different scenarios here, and we're going to make some picks. Going to go over a couple of different scenarios, break down how first, all the different teams would get in, a couple of different combinations of what a potential Super Bowl matchup could look like for us. And then finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to submit my predictions and talk about what I want to see. So let me go ahead and just make that big, guys, there on YouTube. I'm able to share screen on YouTube. So you guys are actually going to be able to see kind of like all of this as it goes down. So first game that we're going to get into, and the game that we're going to pick, of course, is no other than, also be sure, guys, we are live on Sportscaster. Run up those views on Sportscaster. Go attack those views on Sportscaster, guys. Be fair and square about it. So first game that we're talking about is the Bills versus Texans. This one opened at 2.5 with an over-under of 43.5. This one has fluctuated, honestly, quite a bit, just to be real with you guys. Let's first work from the top down, I guess, and let's see, if the Texans were to win. Oh, wait. Okay, so it does it like that. Okay, so it won't actually move my pick into the next box. Well, that stinks. Didn't I know this site would do that? All right, so I guess let's kind of just work through it this way. Then let's say the Texans were to mysteriously beat the Bills. Let's first talk about this game in a combination of ways this could happen. Both quarterbacks are mobile. I look for that to be a key to victory for either side of the ball here. Also, both defenses, I feel like whichever defense is going to have 2 or more turnovers in this matchup, that's the defense that's going to go ahead and that's going to be the team that's going to go ahead and move forward with the win. So I want to state that first with this game, especially with this line being as close as it is. Last night on Rumboyz After Dark, Rumboyz Combat, Jake Miller, one of our writers, he had actually in regards to this. Sorry, I'm trying to like work this software back here. Work StreamYard. Vegas may know something that we don't know, in essence, to how this game could go in terms of the score being so close. Like I said, this one opening up at 2.5. If the Texans were to win, okay, this matchup, they would then have to face Baltimore, of course. Being realistic, Baltimore is probably going to win that. But let's say Deshaun Watson somehow comes out, he balls, and he wins, and he pulls out the dub there. Then, of course, they would move on to the divisional round. So you could get a combination in the divisional matchup of the AFC of, or in the not the divisional, in the championship round of Houston versus, one of these teams down here. Let's say, or actually no, Houston. So it does move my fucking pick. What the hell? I see. So Houston would move on. So the winner of Houston Buffalo would go on to face Kansas City. Okay, so they wouldn't go on to face Baltimore. Rewind. But did not realize that that it is gonna move around my picks. So okay, cool. All right, so it does move them for me.
Later.
Go look downstairs.
There's none.
Look at the bathroom. All right, here, take this one. All righty, so then the winner of Houston Buffalo is going to go on to face Kansas City. So now I see what they got working here, and now I see how they're how they're doing this. Wow! Oh my gosh! No! Holy crap! All right, so now it just starts picking and doing all types of craziness. Whoa! You're not who I want to pick there. Wow! Here, we're gonna hit the back button. Yeah, let's leave. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I know how this site works. I thought I played around with it and I thought that I had it all figured out. But now we got it. Now we got it. It's dependent on the seeding, basically. If the Titans win, whoever wins the playoff game, yada yada yada. Okay, cool. All right, so now I got there we go. Now I got this website figured out. All right, so winner of Houston Buffalo will go on to face Kansas City. So let's say, Deshaun Watson, he gets the best of Patrick Mahomes there. Then Houston could make its way into the AFC Championship to face either whoever wins between, whoever the winner between New England and Tennessee would be, or Baltimore, whoever. All right, so let's just go over all the underdog scenarios. So Houston could best Kansas City, end up, boom, AFC Championship round. Then let's say Tennessee best New England today, and they somehow best Baltimore. Then boom, that's your that's your Cinderella story matchup right there. Would be for. This would be the biggest underdog scenario right here. Okay, so there's our biggest underdog scenario in the AFC. Our biggest underdog scenarios in the NFC. I'm going to say the Eagles are the underdogs over Seattle. I'm just gonna be that guy. And obviously, the Eagles are the underdogs in Green Bay. So we would move them into the NFC Championship round. I don't think that anyone is putting respect on the Minnesota Vikings name, just to be honest, especially with all their injuries. Okay, so boom. So this right here would be what it could shape up to be if all the underdogs were to somehow come out and shock the world. And then you could end up with a combination of Philly, Tennessee, or Philly, Houston, a combination of Minnesota, Tennessee, or Minnesota, Houston. That's what you would be looking at if all the underdogs had made it. Now, let's talk about this bracket and how it breaks down here. Of course, this is the least likely fucking thing to happen possible. Like, let's face it, this is not going to happen. Period. In the story, let's start with the Eagles. Eagles have way too many injuries, guys. They have an astonishing amount of injuries. I believe it is 23 souls on a roster. You can't have that many injured guys and expect that you're going to make it to you're not going to make it to the Super Bowl having 23 injured guys. I don't think there's ever been a Super Bowl legendary team that has had that many banged up people and that many banged up starting personnel pieces to make it to the Super Bowl. So we're going to X that out, okay? And that scenario is not happening, all right? For Minnesota, look, this is a big stage. I know that Justin from Clock Management Fantasy Football made the joke last night that luckily Kirk Cousins doesn't have to play on a Monday night, because Kirk Cousins just doesn't show up in big games. These are big time games, and eventually Kirk Cousins is going to fall and is going to falter. I don't think that Kirk is managing his way to a Super Bowl. Like, this isn't like what Joe Flacco had, and Joe Flacco very much of a game manager, quarterback. This isn't like when Flacco had the defense that he had when he went on his Super Bowl run against Colin Kaepernick and those Niners. Okay? There's not a difference maker on that defense like Ray Lewis. There's no fucking Ed Reed for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, they got a Harrison Smith, which is a damn hard-hitting white boy, probably the hardest-hitting white boy in the league. But I've got to tell you damn what, that is not happening. That's not happening. Lane Johnson, biggest loss yet. So, boom, big for the Eagles there. I believe that Zach Ertz, there's a chance that he could be, he's not going to be playing. Miles Sanders has already came out on record and stated that he is not 100%. And his facial expression when he went on record to say that kind of told me that he was leaning more around the lines of 80%. I'm not sure how I feel about that for the Eagles. I mean, like I said, it's just not happening. I mean, cool. Like, Boston Scott could become a fucking legend and put the whole team on his back. But I mean, I'm not saying it. Harrison Smith is mixed, my guy. Harrison Smith is not white. Hey, either way, I stole the line from freaking Von Miller on the NFL 100 countdown a year or two ago, okay? Flacco did not turn it over either. He had 11 TDs, 0 interceptions in the playoffs. This is correct. That is correct. And I think that going up against the defenses, that let's take a look at Kirk Cousins' pathway. If this underdog scenario were to happen, before we clear off the underdog scenarios here, he has to go up against the Saints and the Niners back to back. He's throwing a pick. If Quan Alexander's playing for the Niners, there's going to be a serious fucking problem for whoever makes it into that NFC divisional round, whether it's the Saints or the Vikings. Guys, I don't think that either of these two possibilities are likely, but we just have to go over, we're going to go over all the different scenarios. But those are your underdog type of scenarios you could be looking at. A Vikings-Texans Super Bowl, a Eagles-Titans Super Bowl, a Eagles-Texans Super Bowl, a Vikings-Titans Super Bowl. That's what you'd be looking at. Let's switch over to the AFC side of things. Why I don't think that the Houston Texans are going to make it into the AFC Championship round. Let's have a beer. That was a couple of sips of a beer. But damn, that was so refreshing. The Houston Texans, I feel, aren't making it to this phase of the bracket of making it towards the Lombardi. There are too many injuries on the defensive side. You don't know. Like, J.J. Watt already went on record and stated that he's going to put it all on the line. I think, and I feel that does give them a little bit of help on the defensive side of the ball, but there's still a lot of question marks on this defensive side of the ball, especially when we look at the secondary. I know that Jordan Love, he had mentioned Reed last night. Taj Gibson, he gets burnt, and he's always getting put in a toaster. I'm just not having faith in the corners and in the secondary of Houston. Even if Houston were to make it to Kansas City, Kansas City is just too high octane. And I feel that Patty Mahomes is going to turn it on for real in the playoffs. And Patty Mahomes was still a damn good quarterback, even with the injuries, put up excellent fucking stats. There's no doubt about that there in regards to Patty Mahomes. Man United or Die 69. I'm going to follow you here on Sportscaster. Same thing. Mia, I'm hitting that green button, guys. I hope that you guys give us a follow as well here on our wild card weekend. So let's go ahead. Let's clear this out. Tennessee is the only team that I think that can make it this far. Tennessee is the only possibility that I feel that could define my odds. At the end of the day, Tannehill's their quarterback. Regression could hit at some point. Hopefully he doesn't hit in the playoffs, but he's fucking balled out. So I'm not stressing too heavy about him. Let's clear this out. Let's get a new card going. Let's see. Vernon Hargraves, Vernon Hargraves is terrible, bro. Stills is playing. Zach Cunningham is good too. Yep, Stills will be playing. That's gonna be a make or break. There you go. Yeah, Bradley Roby was the other one that he had mentioned. Bradley Roby was the other one that Jordan Love had mentioned. Like I said, I just don't think that Houston's doing it. I hear everyone talking about 49ers being dangerous once these guys come back from injuries. I think they're going to be rusty, being that they haven't started in forever. Quan Alexander's not a guy that gets rusty. I'm sorry, Connor Burke. I just don't see it. John Reagan says Brady will get picked to death. If you guys are new, definitely subscribe. I don't know if he's necessarily gonna be picked to death, but I think he's gonna have a hard time, especially with the receivers that he has. I didn't say that Vernon Hargraves is terrible. I didn't say that he's terrible. Now you got me drinking. It's gonna be one of those days, man. Make sure you tune into this channel because we're gonna be on it all day. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and look at some different scenarios here. So we had already picked the Texans to move on. Let's go. We're going to keep working our scenarios down up to our highest probability scenarios. And then I'm going to do my picks at the end of this special here and what I want to see, what I want. So we're going to pick Buffalo to move on to Kansas City. We are going to pick Buffalo. Let's say that Josh Allen just turns out to really turn it on. Super mobile. Let's say that the Buffalo defense gets the 2 turnovers, which I'm thinking that like I said, it's going to be whatever team wins between Houston and Buffalo will be the team to possibly get 2 turnovers and maybe score on one of them. And I think that Buffalo maybe has that possibility to score on one of them. So we're going to pick let's say that we pick the Bills, okay, to go up against KC. And this is the New England Patriots. And this is one of the things I've kind of been waiting to say about the Patriots. I kind of been dogged on the Patriots. At the end of the day, these are the New England Patriots. This has been one of the more dominant. This has been the most dominant team of our decade, of many of our generation, many of our childhoods, if you will. It's still Tom Brady. So let's say he serves up some Tannehill soup. You know, let's say Tom Brady serves up some Tannehill soup. Let's say that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills somehow figure out a way to best Lamar and the Ravens. I don't think that that's possible, but let's say that it happens, right? It's any given Sunday, any given playoff game. Let's say Tom Brady continues being Tom Brady, and he gets the best of Patrick Mahomes again. Then that would put New England and Buffalo, two teams, two divisional rivals, into the AFC Championship round. Okay, so there's that scenario. We picked the Vikings last time. This time we're going to pick the Saints, okay, to advance to Green Bay. All right. And then this time we are going to pick Seattle to advance towards San Fran. Now, I just want to pause right there. What's happening right here is the highest likely probable thing in the AFC. What's happening or in the NFC. San Fran, Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans. I think that we all know that that's the highest max probability of what can happen there. Okay? Now let's keep on going with the underdog stories. Okay? We're going to pick Seattle. Let's say beast mode goes off. Dangerous is connecting with his receivers. Jacob Hollister has no drops out the backfield. So on and so forth. They just look really excellent, and they best the 49ers, right? And I think the underdog scenario between New Orleans and Green Bay is actually Green Bay, okay? I don't think that New Orleans would be the underdog going up against Green Bay. Green Bay may have gotten that bye coming in, and I get that it's Aaron Rodgers, but I think New Orleans is going to be hungry, all right? So for the underdog picture here, we're going to pick Green Bay over New Orleans, all right? Because I think that would be the least likely thing to happen if the Saints had to go up against Green Bay. And once again, we're going through every scenario, working through the least probable all the way to the highest probable scenarios, okay? Bills with the upset. Wouldn't the Bills play the Ravens? Yeah, the Bills will play the Ravens. Yeah, that's how we locked it in. So the Bills will beat the Bills will beat the Texans, and they would go to the Ravens. So that's the way that would work out there. All right. Now let's get into the possible Super Bowl matchups that we'd be seeing. A possible Bills-Packers, Bills Seahawks, a possible Patriots-Packers, possible Patriots-Seahawks, like part 3, like part 2 or 3, something like that. Like it'd be fucking insane. Especially with Marshawn there, Brady. Like the storyline surrounding that one would be absolutely insane, mind blowing, right? So that's what we'd be looking at. That's what we'd be looking at, in the least likely in the least likely scenario. Can the Saints win at Lambeau? It's cold. I think so, but I think that they could pull it off. Chiefs, Ravens, Niners, Saints is what you're liking. When that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna get into mine. I'm gonna get into mine. So I mean, with that there, that's what we could be looking at. I don't like this scenario whatsoever. I absolutely hate it. This is one that I am graciously begging to not happen. Period. I think that we could be graced with some better football, some more explosive football. for our Super Bowl pleasures, for our Super Bowl matchups. You know, I feel like the greatest outcome out of these four to make it to the big dance would be New England, Seattle, and I don't want to see Tom Brady in another fucking Super Bowl. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just kind of over it. I'm over, you know, reading the paper and everything, and it's Brady, and no, I'm not with it. Nope, no way, no how. Let's see here what I'm thinking next. Let's check in on the Sportscaster chat. Midwest Sports, what's good? Landon says, go Titans. Bills, what's good? What is good? Be sure to share the stream, guys, if you have not already. We greatly appreciate whenever you guys take that opportunity to just share that we are live and on air. So let's kind of dive into another scenario here. Just give me 1 second. So now we're going to kind of get closer to what I think are our highest probabilities. I think the highest probability, and actually I might just kind of start mixing in mine here. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do mine right now. I'm going to do mine right now. And what I feel. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Let's see here. Let's say the Bills go up against KC. I'm gonna go Tennessee over the Patriots. Let's just see how this works out here. I am going to go New Orleans over Minnesota. I'm picking Seattle over Philly. I think that throughout me going through those lowest probabilities, we all kind of knew. Okay, so these are the highest probabilities that I'm thinking the way that it's going to happen. All right, so now we're going to talk more realistic. We already did the very super stupid, far-fetched scenarios that absolutely positively make no sense on the face of the earth for anyone. Okay. And if you're placing your brackets that way, you're thinking that any of those things could realistically happen, I worry about you. I worry about you. You know, just wanted to put that out there. So let's see here. Let's take some beer. Get the beer flowing before we make our next pick. Yo, Jimbo, I will text you when that pizza arrives. It should be here soon. Hopefully it should be here soon. Do they have a tracking number or something? Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if we got a tracking number on that or something. He's the GOAT, man. Chiefs can't beat the Pats. Tom Brady washing. Wow. All righty, so let's get back into it. Jimmo up in here, dilly. All right, so now we're looking at what we got going on. No clue. I look when I get into work. I believe your email is contact. Okay, cool. I'll check it up. All right, so now being a little bit more realistic here. I'm not actually gonna fully submit my picks yet. Let's keep going with some upsets. Let's keep looking at the upsets. Let's say Tennessee figures out a way to upset Baltimore, and let's say Buffalo figures out a way to upset Tennessee, and let's say Seattle upsets San Fran and Green Bay. So there's another combo that we could be looking at, folks. We could be looking at a Buffalo-Green Bay Super Bowl, a Buffalo-Seattle Super Bowl, a Tennessee-Seattle Super Bowl, a Tennessee-Green Bay Super Bowl. So that would be what would happen if, all the underdog picks were to like somehow once again, flop and Foster. All right. I think I think that I've done pretty much all the different combo scenarios. And now I can do my picks. So what I'm thinking, like I said, Buffalo. I'm thinking Tennessee. Thinking Buffalo beats Houston. Thinking Tennessee beats New England. Saints are going to mop the Vikings for reasons that I've stated earlier in this show. Kirk Cousins just not showing up in big games. I don't think that a miracle in Minneapolis happens twice. Just for those reasons, I'm out on the Vikings. I am going to pick Seattle to beat the Eagles. The Eagles have way too many injuries. They're far too banged up. I just don't think that they're gonna pull it off. And now we're back to where we just started before I did those underdog picks. Now, let's start from the AFC. We're gonna work left to right. All right. Now this is where shit gets real. Before I hit the submit button. Lamar Jackson's too fucking nice for me to realistically believe that Tennessee is going to best him and his talents and his teammates' talents. This team has set far too many NFL records this year in order for them to not be the clear-cut favorite over whoever they face in the playoffs. I'm picking Baltimore. All right, I'm going with LaMarvelous. So I'm going to pick LaMarvelous there. And then what I'm going to go next, we got to break down Kansas City, Buffalo. Buffalo's biggest problem is that they don't put up enough points to keep up with teams. Okay? They got the defense, so on and so forth. It's just not. It's just not happening. I'm going Kansas City. It's going to be a battle between Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, but tell the two previous MVPs from this past season. That's the way that I got the AFC Championship round working out. That's what I want to see in the AFC Championship round. Hey, no worries, Jimmo. Be easy, bro. I will let you know as soon as that pizza gets here, bro. I will shoot you that text because we are going to cook it up. We're going to chow down on it on stream, and it's going to be lit, bro. It's going to be fire. Now moving over to the NFC side of things, breaking down these two divisional rounds. It's going to be San Fran, Seattle, like fucking part. Feels like a million at this point, like part 3 or 4 at this point between these two teams. They did face each other twice during the regular season. So this will make part 3. Seattle not being able to run with their running backs, who are their primary guys in Chris Carson, Rashad Penny. Marshawn Lynch is old. Robert Turbin is old. I'm sorry, Dangerous. This is the first time I feel like this season I'm really just kind of against you, but that's because I feel like the odds are against you. San Fran wins that one. They beat Seattle by 3. Okay? Now, Green Bay, New Orleans. I'm taking New Orleans. I feel like this is just clear cut. This has got to be Drew Brees' year. This has to be Aaron Rodgers. Your offense was great, stellar. I know that you had to deal with the fact that you were adjusting to not being able to audible at the line at the beginning of the year. You made the adjustments. Your defense started out opening up really nice and hot at the beginning of the season. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep it up, especially against the likes of Michael Thomas and Drew Brees. I don't care how cold it is or what the weather is. He's going to be able to go off and handle things. I gotta go with Drew there, with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Saints are really good for a 3 seed. I mean, this is the NFL. I don't really too much look at the seedings, honestly. It's not necessarily where it's like basketball, where you can kind of be like, oh, like seeds, this through 8, like 5 through 8, pretty much count them out. Like it's not. This is completely different. So now we're down to the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship round, the San Francisco 49ers, and the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship rounds. So now we got our Final Four. Jeremy, you said this is your Final Four as well? Hey, buddy, you know how to pick them. You know how to pick them, man. J Love says we have the same Final Four. I figured that I was going to have the same Final Four as a lot of people, being that especially in the Rumboyz community, we have a lot of statisticians, we have a lot of math guys, so I figured that this was going to be be our Final Four. Jeremy said that's your Final Four as well. J Love, you got the Saints Super Bowl. I like it. See, Tree is saying that you have these as your Final Four as well. See, this is absolutely insane because this shows that the community is kind of in a general consensus here. Let's start off with. Tell me what you guys want me to start off with. Who do you want me to break down first? You want me to break down my AFC or my NFC first? I like this, and I like that a lot of people had similars. Oh, this weekend's definitely going to fuck a lot of people up. I want to know if anyone picked any of my underdog brackets. If anyone had any of my underdogs differing from my Final Four. I mean, I'm not go AFC first. Awesome. I don't think that I've seen anyone pick differently than me, but if you guys did, please let me know. Let me know in the comments after this video is posted, so on and so forth. So AFC first. Look, it has been an absolute pleasure covering this young man. This year, I've had the pleasure of covering both quarterbacks between last year when we started our podcast and covering Patrick Mahomes in a very heavy manner to covering Lamar Jackson this year in a very heavy manner. Everything from play-by-play, pushing hard and advocating for him on Twitter, to be the MVP despite one person not voting for him. We have the same bracket outside the first 2 round games in the Texans and Eagles. Yeah, because we discussed that on Rumboyz after dark. I just want the Pats to lose at home so bad, says Jake. I feel that. So this AFC pick for me is very hard because both guys that I want to interview in the future, because I have been covering their career so closely. Both guys I have tremendous respect for. I don't want to see either one lose, but if they were to have to lose, I'd prefer that either one lose. It would come down to one or the other. I am going to roll with the Baltimore Ravens. I just feel that the offense is super high powered. It's super high octane. I'm a huge fan of the usage of the 3 tight end spread that Baltimore is infamous for. The running game between Lamar and then Ingram and just all the different possibilities is. I feel like that the Chiefs defense would eventually get overwhelmed to the point to where the Ravens in the AFC Championship round could possibly beat the Chiefs. Now, of course, we know that Vegas is going to put this spread closer, and it's going to come down to either a Justin Tucker or Harrison Butker game. But I think that if the Ravens really get it rolling, they could probably pull off a 2 TD to maybe anywhere between a 10-point to a 14-point win differential over the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just they're so high octane, guys. It is what it is. Damn, that was hard because I've covered both their careers so much in my 2 years of, or we're now going on the 2nd year of podcasting. Damn, that was really tough personally to do, but we're rolling with the Ravens, baby. Personally, I see the Chiefs putting here. Let's go ahead and we're gonna put some comments on the screen. I appreciate that, Jeremy. Personally, I see the Chiefs putting Tyrann Mathieu in a spy on Lamar Jackson for most, not the whole game, and that may disrupt the Ravens' offense. I don't know if that's enough. I really don't. But that's what I'm picking on the AFC side. Let's get some beer. Hey, my man Riley really on the Huddle for 100 commercial. There you go, Riley. And Josh. I see you, Josh. Hell yeah. Good shit, fellas. All right, so getting into the NFC Championship round, let's talk about San Fran. Let's talk about New Orleans. New Orleans has just been super impressive for the last 3 years. And I'm a big fan in consistency, and that consistency is key. Michael Thomas, consistent. Drew Brees, consistent. Alvin Kamara, you kind of fucked up a little bit this year, but consistent. But you fucked up from a fantasy perspective, so I can let that go now that the fantasy season is over. But anyways, Swiss Army knife, Taysom Hill, consistent. You never know where he's going to be placed on the field. Let's see here. Just so many different pieces. Latavius Murray, when he comes in, he's a game changer, a consistent game changer. The key word to the New Orleans Saints at the end of the day is consistency. San Francisco 49ers have completely 180 their season from what it was last year to this year. The beliefs in Jimmy G and what he could have been has pretty much been proven true and been solidified with this one NFL season for him. Not counting his time with the Patriots, we're not doing that. Okay, we knew that he could have been a guy, but at the end of the day, he was still a backup guy, right? Jeremy said that everything she touches turns to gold, but I think that gold is going to tarnish in this game when they go up against the black and gold. And who that? And I am going to state that after the bullshit in Minnesota, the bullshit last year against the Rams, the Saints finally make it over the hump. They will defeat the 49ers off the leg of Will Lutz. And it will be Saints, Baltimore, in the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Now, who do I think will win? I'm an NFC guy. I feel that we are the more dominant conference. But I still, this is so hard because both playbooks are so interesting. And goddamn, this isn't even about the players on the field when it comes down to Super Bowl. You got Sean Payton and you got Harbaugh. Like, come on. Payton, Harbaugh. I don't know who I want to pick to win this. Special teams, you're talking Will Lutz. You're talking Justin Tucker. Man, this is gold. To me, this is a golden Super Bowl right here. I mean, either way you chopped up, even if it was San Fran or KC the other way, or KC New Orleans, no matter how you chop it up, with these four, this is the most electrifying possibility, the best goddamn must-see TV that a Super Bowl has been in, I'm going to say, the last decade. This is going to be the most outrageous scoring, craziest. This is probably going to be more high scoring than Rams Chiefs a year ago. I think that the Ravens could pull this off. Justin Tucker hits him at the end with the field goal, and he puts some bop in it. And that's what I'm going with. That's how I'm rocking. We picking the Ravens. to win it all, and I'm picking the MVP. This game, Ravens Saints Super Bowl, to me has the greatest X's and O's, has the most high octane play of any matchup. I feel it has offense, it has defense, it has special teams, it has everything that you want in high powered, high velocity football. I am going with the Ravens, and Drew Brees is unfortunately going to shed tears, and it is going to hurt. It is oh so going to hurt. I'm gonna share this on Facebook. Picks are in. My picks are in. And I mean, that's how I'm rocking. Anybody in disagreements? I'm sure that there are, but yeah. Hope that you guys enjoyed. Any questions? Any questions now that we put our picks out? I have the Saints winning the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, but man, if this is the Super Bowl, I would love to see it. Jordan Love, I think that between, you said you picked the Saints Chiefs. I mean, like I said, if those are the final four, we are promised by the NFL high-powered, hard-hitting, explosive, high-scoring football. And that's my promise. As long as those are our final four. So Jake is rooting heavy for the Saints. You're going Saints as well, Leafs. I feel like something will happen to screw them. Dude, I feel it too. I feel it too. But I want to watch good football. I want to commentate a high-power football game. I want to commentate a football game that is just so out of this world that I wanted to leave an impression on young football fans that that's where I want to be. That's the game that I'm trying to play in. Yep, I'm putting Packers one and done. I'm putting Patriots one and done. It's just, it is what it is, guys. I mean, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Got the Saints winning it all too. Yo, I like this. I like everyone's different opinions. A lot of different possibilities on what can happen. All the action goes down and begins this afternoon. Here within the next hour, we are going to have you guys taken care of here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, calling all of the action. Is there anything else? Anybody else have any differing opinions? Got a take that you want to drop? So on and so forth. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I really want to get everyone's takes, and I really want to see how everyone is feeling about this. Because, like I said, some damn good football is going to be on today, and I'm excited to be calling it with you guys. They have had a lot of heartbreak, and that's why I feel like they got to do it this year. The point difference between you and I is 16. We have the same brackets except Super Bowl. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Was everyone able to get in to the Super Bowl challenge? Here, let me if you guys want to submit brackets on the same website as me. Oops, let me hit this back button here. Here, let me Here, let me do this way. So I'm going to tweet this out. I'm going to share this on my Facebook too. And that's also why I went through all the different scenarios, you know, to kind of weigh out and see what I really wanted to see and what I really wanted to predict. Here, I'm going to drop this in the chat again. Alrighty, so that way everyone. So there's the link again, guys. There's the link again. It's also on Twitter. So you guys can also tweet me if you want to submit a bracket. Yeah, because I definitely want to get as many of you guys in there. So first kickoff is at 2:45 p.m. Mountain Time here in Colorado. We are going to be back with you guys for the live play-by-play of Houston Texans versus the Buffalo Bills. And I'm going to be on my shit for that one. Don't y'all worry. I promise I got y'all. It's going to be litty than a titty. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's all I really got to say. Other than that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in today, doing these picks with me. It's been an awesome, just about an hour or so, going through the different scenarios, what different scenarios could look like, what we could be looking at, and then finally at the end, submitting our picks. I hope that you guys have an awesome wild card weekend. Hopefully everyone tunes in for the wild card shenanigans here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's all going down here within an hour on this channel. Make sure you hit the bell. Check us out on rumboyz.com. Hit us up on Sportscaster if you haven't already. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Other than that, God damn it, cheers to me. Cheers to you. And all the Rumboyz and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. We out.